Of our 45,000 visitors that we get every year, most every one of them comes by and pays homage to Bobby Jones, one of our most famous residents.
Most people who know his story know that he's the first and only golfer to win the Grand Slam. He really comes to the national stage in the late 1920s, early 1930s, when he wins the Grand Slam, at just the moment when the nation needed him. He represented, I think, the best of the New South. Oakland has a very special place, I think, in the sort of remembrance of Bobby Jones. The gravesite is a very active place of remembrance. You see golf clubs and golf balls, other memorabilia, notes. So that level of engagement that visitors have with the gravesite makes it especially important that we preserve it and that we interpret it for not only visitors who know the Bobby Jones story, but really for a next generation.
The fact that all these people are coming to visit Bobby Jones speaks to not only his importance in our history, but it also shows how much stress is being put on his neighborhood and how much is necessary to continue preserving and restoring, sustaining and maintaining that area so that it will be beautiful and welcoming for future visitors for years to come.
We are a hilly cemetery, so we do have a lot of walls, and that presents challenges from a preservation perspective. So we will deal with those, make sure that we're rebuilding those walls and repointing them with historically appropriate mortars and materials and techniques. Walkways is another major component of the work in the Bobby Jones area. We want to make sure that, number one, visitors to Oakland have a safe access way to get to the Bobby Jones gravesite and the other gravesites in the area so that they can learn about him. But also we want it to be an attractive place and one that's true to the historic character of the area.
The Gardens team will be doing a great deal of work in the Bobby Jones area. We'll be installing new sod as the first thing. We'll also be installing shrubbery and trees, maintaining the trees that we already have to keep them healthy, and also bringing in the plants that are representative of Augusta National.
We've gotten a pretty good start so far thanks to some very generous donors in restoring the Bobby Jones area, but there's still a tremendous amount of work that needs to be done. It's critically important that we get donations to support this really important effort.
We were involved in a development across the street from Oakland Cemetery years ago, and we found that we had a very quiet neighbor that we needed to learn more about. So we were able to find the people that were involved with this cemetery and have invested in it over the years. The Bobby Jones area, which has been needing renovation over multiple years, is starting to see some great promise, and it is very appropriate that we remember Bobby Jones for obviously his history in golf, but in his history as a man.
Preserving the Jones legacy here at Oakland, I think, is essential. It sort of closes the circle as we think about his legacy.
Georgia Gives Day is on November 17th, and Historic Oakland Foundation has a goal to raise $10,000 in support of restoring the Bobby Jones area at Oakland Cemetery. Please support this statewide day of online giving by donating to our cause. Every dollar makes a difference, and it's easy to give to Oakland Cemetery online.